Mr. Holmes, welcome to your dream house. This is actually just a dream edition. And this is pretty much from here up, this is the way it's looked for the last 20 years. You can see there's the foundation of the house, what's left of it. Is the original house. Not so bad. Early 1900s. Basic Victorian, built for workers of a sawmill. And then here's the addition. It's built, I think, originally in the early 1920s. And here's where it starts to get really hairy. So here is a curb. I was hoping it was a footing, but it was not. It originally had these bricks dry fit together and then stuccoed over top, and the stucco went up to here, I believe. And you can see this is a joist into the this is a beam. Sorry, beam into the house. And as you can see here, it's about an 8-inch wide beam, and it's notched to about 2.5 inches. So the rest of this is not taking any weight. And then you can see here's the floor joist, and then here is the wall stud. Now this is right next to the original house. If you go right over here, you can see the beam not looking so hot. And here's the floor joist, and then here to the left of the floor joist is the wall stud, putting all the weight of the entire half of the house, I guess, down on just a 3/4 inch tongue and groove flooring from the 1920s. So, and if we go further, we can see there is no load dispersed correctly throughout the entire structure. It is all on this 3/4 inch flooring, and below that onto a beam that sits on dry fit bricks that sits on a 8-inch thick curb. So the addition has no footing, and the weight is dispersed really poorly. Through the back door, you can see there's another beam going underneath the break in the floor joists, and if you can tell, the curb on the left side over here is not holding up too well, and there is a big slope towards that end. And these are all true 2-bys, I would imagine from the 20s, on a dirt floor. There's a crawl space, the dirt floor, and we can see right outside. You can see here some remnants of the dry fit bricks. You can see right there that beam is sitting right on those dry fit bricks. Here it's notched out to about right there. I'd say about 1 3/4 inches, and then all this is just notched out. So of that beam, that is definitely sagging, so it's insignificant for the weight that it's taking, but it also is notched out to less than half of its width. Here's a piece that's left over from the remodeling 20 years ago. Now I put duct tape over this, which is a very hacky thing to do. But what's underneath here, connecting the PVC to the old cast iron, is electrical tape. And that's what was there for 20 years. And that's why this joist is completely almost hollowed out. This one here is rotten. And you see the floor is all, I mean, it's ripped out now, but it was all disintegrated before that. Here's a piece that's left over from the remodeling 20 years ago. Now I put duct tape over this, which is a very hacky thing to do. But what's underneath here, connecting the PVC to the old cast iron, is electrical tape. And that's what was there for 20 years. And that's why this joist is completely almost hollowed out. This one here is rotten. And you see the floor is all, I mean, it's ripped out now, but it was all disintegrated before that. And another example of that remodeling 20 years ago. You can see they put an electrical outlet in here, which we very much appreciate. They buried the wire in between the two pieces of sheetrock. Classic. No tape, just wire and spackle. Very nice. Here's some remnants of the original edition. And that sucker is hot. Hot as the oven door. And those plugs, you can see a lot of people have recessed lighting. Here we have recessed plugs. Brilliant. And you can see I tried to I started this project and I tried to make it livable. In the meantime, I took this sink, I ripped it out of the countertop, and then I put some bracing so it could be held up to the wall, so that my parents would still have a sink while we were doing the remodeling. I took the stove and ran it into the living room. They saw the stove, and we moved the refrigerator in here. So we're in bad shape, and we could use a hand. Please consider taking a trip out to Northeast Philly.